we're going to practice a different form of metta, of loving kindness. Normally, if you've sat with me or if you've sat with anybody else, metta is generally practiced by a repetition of phrases. Just silently, we repeat these phrases over and over. We offer it to ourselves, we offer it to loved ones, and anybody else that we see feel like we want to offer this loving kindness to. Maybe it's our familiar. So again, generally it's done through phrases, but it's not about the phrases. The intention of repeating the phrases that we generally use are friendly, they're kind, they're compassionate, they're maybe even encouraging. So the intention of it is to cultivate a heart of loving kindness. So instead of using phrases tonight, I want us to use a memory. Something, and this isn't a make-believe practice. I want to be very clear with that. This is not make-believe. I encourage you to think back of a time that you experienced when you were really happy. For the recent or, sometime, way in the past. Suggestions on this kind of thing. Maybe it was with, an experience that you had with a loved one, and maybe you were hugging each other, or you were having fun and you were just laughing your heads off, or, maybe it was, a time that you were somewhere, just seeing a beautiful sunset or a piece of art where you just felt like your heart opened up, and you felt happy. Some of the ones that I use, my daughters are women now, young women, but when they were little, I remember a time when they we were in their room, and they were in their PJs, and they both just wrapped their arms around my neck. And these little tiny, I'm a big dude, by the way, I'm 6'4", but these little tiny girls wrapped their arms around me and just squeezed. And one thing that really helps me with that is there's a picture of it. There's several pictures of it, and I'm a very visual person, so I have the picture in mind, and then I remember the memory. And when I think of that, anytime when I see the picture, when I think of the memory, it makes me feel happy. My heart, opens up. I also think of a time when I was in Mexico, and there's a picture of that. Again, I'm a visual person. I was in a hammock. I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt. One of my friends commented that he couldn't tell where my Hawaiian shirt ended and that my tattooed sleeves started. But I remember, it was vacation, and it was just like everything kind of slowed down, and there was not a care in the world. And I remember that dearly. Those are some of my go-tos. I got to tell you right now, I'm also a thing that brings some happiness along with a little bit of sadness, but it's more happiness. Before this meeting started, almost every week, Adam North attended. He would log in early, and we would talk, and I would see that big wall behind him with all the fucking shit on the walls, and hearing his voice and that Philly accent. That makes me feel happy. And I can bring that up, and I can feel my heart open up. And so, these are the kind of memories. And if you have multiple memories, great, because you're going to get distracted. Also, when you bring these memories up and that feeling, usually the happy feeling, most of us feel something in our chest right here. And maybe it feels like an opening, it feels like a lightness. Maybe it even feels like you're radiating light out. And again, this is all figurative. There's nothing magical about this stuff. But maybe it feels like you're like light radiating out, or maybe it's a coolness or a warmness. But it's this feeling comes up, and then we radiate it out to ourselves. That's the practice. We bring up this thought, we feel this happy thing, and then we just radiate it out to ourselves. And we can use a phrase, maybe just one phrase, maybe just just repeating. If we get distracted, we kind of trail off. We think to ourselves, "May I be happy. May I be happy." Bring up the memory, radiate it out to ourselves. So that feeling, like everything else, is impermanent. It's not like you're going to bring this to mind and then it's just going to, radiate out and just, last as long as you want it to. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get smaller. It might completely fade away. And so just like the practice of the 6 R's, when we get distracted, we notice we're distracted. We release the mind's attention. We relax. We smile. We return. With the feeling, if it starts to die down, we bring it up again. If it just completely goes away and we just can't get it to come back, we bring up another memory. And then radiate. And the thing too about radiating out the feeling of loving kindness, it doesn't need to be this big, huge thing. We want this rooted in reality. It's whatever comes up for you. If it's a tiny little trickle, radiate that out to yourself. Whatever it is. If you're not able to generate that kind of feeling right now, then just repeat the phrase to yourself over and over. May I be happy. Just, set that intention for yourself, create that wish for yourself. May I be happy. So, really rooted in reality. It's nothing made up. And then we work with what we got at the time. And then, through the practice, we're going to, we'll have just a little bit of instruction in the beginning, and then we're going to have some silence. So with the silence, you might have a little more, the distractions happen, more thinking or more whatever, pulls your mind away, whether it's external or internal. And this is when we practice the 6 R's. So we recognize when our mind's distracted. We release the mind's attention on whatever the distraction is. We don't take it personally. We relax our minds, relax our bodies, and we re-smile. We smile at all the distractions. Treat it with kindness. And then just come back to the practice. Come back to the memory. Bring up another memory. Allow the feeling to start to build up and send that out to yourself. That happiness, that warmness, that kinship. Send it out to yourself. Allow yourself to just soak it in all over your whole body. Let it fill up your heart. Let it fill up your mind. Let it flow through the body. Extend it to the hurt spots in the body or the sore spots. And if anybody's grieving, anybody's sad, and anybody's lonely right now, angry, radiate out that kindness to the difficult emotions. So I think that's enough instruction, I hope. And let's jump in here. So I'm trying to do the math in my head. Oh, thank you. There we go. I think there was did I really talk this much today? I'm looking at the time. I want everybody to be able to share, but we're gonna have to do it. Well, yeah, all right. We're gonna do a meditation. Anyway, that's the intention of the meeting, meditation. So, just starting to turn your awareness inward, and you can close your eyes if it feels safe. Or you can leave your eyes open. Either way. Just checking in with your body. Let your shoulders drop. Let your belly soften. Maybe take a few nice, deep, cleansing breaths. And this is when we bring up a happy memory. Thinking of a time when you felt happy, when you felt at peace, when you felt joy or aliveness. And if it's a mental image or a moving image, maybe it's just a description in your mind of that memory. So bring that memory up, and we allow ourselves to smile a little bit. Let our hearts open up. And then we start to just allow ourselves to radiate out this happy feeling. Let it fill up our heart, send it to our minds, let it flow through our bodies. And as I mentioned earlier, if it feels like you need a phrase to just help you kind of stay on track, just to slowly and silently repeat to yourself, may I be happy. Memory of a friend or loved one, or a place, an experience. Our minds start to wander off, we get distracted, we practice the 6 R's. Release the mind's attention, relax, re-smile. Come up, come back, bring up that memory, happy memory. Radiate it out to yourself. May I be happy. remembering, bringing up a happy memory, whether it's the one that we've been using or another one. Feel that whatever degree, that feeling in the chest that happens, that happy feeling, let it radiating out to your mind, let it fill your heart, let it flow through the body. Breathing it in, accepting it, receiving it. Just letting that memory go when you feel ready. Just bringing some kind awareness in your body again, feeling your body, making contact on your seat, your cushion, maybe feeling your feet on the floor. Taking another couple mindful breaths. And then bringing yourself back to our circle here, back to our group when you feel ready. Giving yourself a little stretch, a little bend, continuing to be kind to yourself. Thank you for meditating with me.